All right, now that we have our Screencastify extension loaded into our Google Chrome browser, we're going to go ahead and record a video. So what we're going to do is go up here to the Screencastify icon, and then it's going to load up this page. So I'm going to go over what all these different things mean for you. So here we have our choices. So we have Browser tab, which means it will just record what's in this one browser. So this is a browser tab and this is a browser tab. If you are going to be switching back and forth between multiple browser tabs, you do not want to select that option. Browser tab only means it will record what's in this browser right here, okay? The next option is desktop. So this is going to record your entire desktop. So if I was going to record desktop right now, it would get this background here. It would get my toolbar down here, which you can't see with the, I'm using a different recorder because I'm using Screencastify for this tutorial. So you can't see it because I have it cropped right now, but it wouldn't give you any of the, it would show everything that's on your desktop, which is what I typically use majority of the time because usually I'm clicking around a lot. And then webcam only will just be you on the camera. So this would be if you wanted to talk like directly to a student, or you were just giving an update and you just want to talk to your audience. Then here we want to make sure that the microphone is working here. So I usually just do the default. If you have a different microphone that you want to work with, this is where you would select it here. This is how you know that it's working. This little level right here because I'm talking, so it's picking it up. Embed webcam will pop up the webcam in the corner of your screen. And so that would be if you want your face to be showing during your presentation. And so that's how the webcam would be added there. Show more options down here. So there's a countdown option, and I'm going to leave it on so you can see it. It's going to count down from 3. You could do 5 or 10 if you want, but it's just going to give you a couple seconds to get yourself together and get composed. And then show drawing tools. I'm going to leave it on so you can see it, but if you're not going to be annotating on your video, then you don't need them on. They're going to show up here in the corner. So that's just up to you depending on what kind of video you're doing. So I'm going to leave them on for now. I'm going to select desktop. I'm going to have my webcam off for right now, but I will show you what it looks like when we have it on. All right, so now I need to get my video. So I'm going to open up I'm probably just going to open up my Screencastify tutorial. So we'll just open up this one right here. Okay, so we're going to pretend that this is a slide deck that I want to give to my students, and I am giving them directions on how to do it, or it could be a whole presentation that I'm going to run through with them. So once it loads, I'm going to close all my tabs here and see if that helps. Okay, so once it loads up here, I'm going to open up my Screencastify. I'm going to do, I'm going to stay in this tab here. So I'm just going to go to browser tab, and then I'm going to hit record. It's going to give me my 3-second countdown, and then it's also going to give me my annotation tools down here. So here's my countdown right here, and then here are my annotation tools down here. So this would be if I was talking to my students. Hello, my name is Mrs. Smith. I am so excited to have you at my training today called Creating Video Content with Screencastify. Today we're going to go over getting started, how to create videos for students as content creators, communicating with parents, Screencastify Submit, and I'm going to give you a ton of resources, ideas, and more. So if I wanted to use the annotation tool, that's down here, I would be able to just write directly on my slide. So if I was giving a lesson to students and I wanted to annotate with them, or I wanted to highlight something that I was saying or make it easy for them to follow along with me, you can use this tool right here. You can change the color, and draw whatever you want. It's really easy to erase. It just erases think my other little camera thing is right over all these buttons. It erases the whole screen. The other options down here that you have are pause. So if you want, like, if you're talking and you're kind of getting away from yourself a little bit and you want to take a break, you just hit the pause button here and it will stop your recording, and then you just hit play and then it will pick up right where you left off. Here are the mouse pointers. So this is the focus mouse. So if I wanted to focus on something on my screen, I can. So it just gives it a little bit of a spotlight. Another mouse would be to hide the cursor when it's not moving. So if you are going to be talking a lot, see how the cursor just went away? So if I move it, there it is, and then as soon as I stop, it goes away. That's just if you care if the cursor's on there or not. And then the other option is the highlight click. So every time I click, it's going to give a highlight for the click. So see how it does that little circle? So that's if you are giving a tutorial to students on how to do something like I'm doing with you right now. If I want to highlight where I'm clicking so people can follow along, that's what that does right there. And you can actually turn on all three of them at once. So it does the spotlight with the highlight click, and then it also disappears. So I'm going to leave those two on. This was the annotation tool that I just showed you, and then this is the eraser for the whole thing. This right here will just turn on the webcam. If you decide that you want to have your face in the screen, you can do that here. And then if you are done with the annotation tools, or you decide you don't need them, you can go ahead and just hide them here. So that is completely up to you how you would like to use them. And then when you're done with your video, so we're good with it, we're happy with it, you're just going to go up here and you're going to do stop. All right. And then it's going to pull up the Screencastify basic editor here. And this is kind of where a lot of things can happen. So here's my video that I created. It's going to keep it on mute here, but it's going to be playing it right here so you can preview it. So if you want to hear yourself and make sure that you included all of the things that you wanted to include, you can just go up here and click unmute. Another tip, since I was in a Google slide, it just named my video the name of my Google slide. But if I were in whole desktop, this title would be the date and the time. Just make sure that you're titling your videos, because if you go back in a week and you want to find something and it's named July 19th at 1:03 p.m., you're not going to remember what that is. So just make sure and just make it a habit that you rename your videos. And I might want to rename this how to record video in Screencastify. Okay. All right. So down here is the basic editor. So it allows you to trim in the beginning and it allows you to trim at the end. So if you like start off and you want to trim a little bit, or let's say you like let it run for too many seconds at the end and you want to trim, you can do that here. It lets you preview your cuts, and then if you're happy with it, you just hit save trim here, and then it will save it. It's going to ask you, are you sure? Because it will replace your original video. So if you trim it and you do it wrong and you cut off your whole introduction, you're going to have to refilm it again. So I'm going to hit trim, and then it's going to trim it, and then it's just going to save it right over where the file was already saved in my Google Drive. All right, and that is how you record a video in Screencastify.